They say the Amazon River hides miracles beneath its surface and monsters too, an endless, winding serpent of water. It cradles secrets in its depths, flowing through an emerald world where legends are born and forgotten with the tide. For centuries, its power has been both a source of life and a symbol of nature's untamable will. But one woman, a Yakut nomad whose ancestors had long read the river like a sacred text, turned fishing into an epic, a story that would ripple through generations. We see her now, a figure of quiet strength on the riverbank, her hands, weathered by work and water, expertly tying back her dark hair. She readies her handmade net, each knot a testament to tradition, each fiber a connection to the spirits of the water. She stands before her tribe's elders, the firelight dancing on their stern, time-worn faces. They speak in solemn tones, their words carrying the weight of history and caution. They tell her, it is impossible. A fool's errand. No one, they insist, can fill a net with 1,000 fish. The river is too vast, too hungry. It will swallow you, they warn, before you fill a single net. Their skepticism is a wall, built of love and fear, meant to protect her from her own ambition. But faith, when it is true, can turn the sharpest fear into an unshakable strength. Alone by the flickering light of her own fire, she begins her preparations. Each hook is sharpened until it glints like a sliver of moonlight. Each section of her net is woven and reinforced with patient, determined hands. She isn't just preparing tools, she is performing a ritual. With each movement, she whispers a prayer to the water spirits, not as a beggar asking for favor, but as a daughter speaking to her mother, offering respect and asking for understanding. At the first hint of dawn, when the jungle is still wrapped in a blanket of cool fog, she begins the greatest catch the world would ever see. Her small, wooden canoe cuts silently through the mist-covered river, a lone vessel venturing into a realm of mystery. The rising sun begins to paint the sky in hues of orange and gold, but down on the water she's a solitary figure, paddling toward her destiny, her resolve, as quiet and profound as the waking jungle around her. Her first cast is a moment of pure grace. The net spreads like a pair of magnificent wings over the silvery surface of the water, a perfect, fleeting circle against the endless flow. Every throw was a prayer sent into the deep, every pull a hard-fought battle against the current and the weight of her hope. She wasn't just fishing. She was in a conversation with the river, a dialogue of effort and reward. The struggle begins almost immediately. The water erupts as dozens of fish, their scales flashing in the morning light, become ensnared in her net. But success in the Amazon always attracts attention. Even the river's most feared predators came, drawn by the scent of a bountiful catch. Piranhas, with their razor-sharp teeth, begin to circle below, their sleek bodies moving through the murky water like shadows, a sinister audience to her unfolding drama. 4 hours. She fought. She fought against the blazing sun that beat down on her, her sweat glistening like tiny diamonds on her skin. She fought against the relentless pull of the river, a current that seemed to have a will of its own, and she fought against her own mounting exhaustion, her muscles screaming in protests with every hole of the heavy net. It was a battle of endurance, a test of will played out on the vast, indifferent stage of the Amazon. Then, disaster. With a sharp, tearing sound, her net rips, the carefully gathered fish scatter, leaping from the water in a chaotic explosion of silver and spray. Her heart sinks, but as her precious tools failed, her will did not. This was the river's test, and she refused to be broken by it. The moment of failure was not an end, but a challenge to her spirit. As if sensing her vulnerability, nature unleashed its full fury. The sky darkened, and a low rumble of thunder rolled across the jungle, Tawindrose whipping the water into a frenzy, lashing against her small canoe. A torrential rainstorm descended, turning the river into a chaotic, violent force. This is how nature tests all who dare to challenge it, pushing them to the very edge of their limits. She looks up, her face turned toward the tempestuous sky, and whispers a prayer as the rain falls like a curtain of silver threads. In that moment of utter desperation, she asked the river not for mercy. She knew the river offered none. She asked for strength, the strength to endure, the strength to continue. the strength to match the river's own formidable power with her own unbreakable spirit. When the storm finally subsides, leaving a world washed clean and glistening under a soft sunlight, she begins her work again. With trembling hands, she takes tough, fibrous vines from the jungle's edge and starts to mend her net. A broken tool can be mended. A broken spirit cannot. Her fingers, though aching, move with purpose, weaving the wild vines into the familiar pattern of her net, stitching her hope back together, one knot at a time. Then came the moment as the sun began to set, casting a breathtaking golden glow across the water. Her repaired net sank deep, and when she pulled, it rose heavy, impossibly heavy with life. The river, having tested her to her core, had finally relented. It gave her everything she asked for, and more. A miracle born from perseverance, shimmering in the last light of day. Back on the shore, the entire tribe gathers in hushed awe. By the light of flickering torches, she unloads hundreds upon hundreds of shimmering fish. One by one, they counted. Tepile grew, a silver mountain on the muddy bank. The murmurs of disbelief slowly turned into gasps of wonder, until the impossible became real, counted out before their very eyes. She had done it. That night, no one in the village went hungry. Fires blazed along the riverside, casting a warm, joyful light. Laughter and music echoed through the jungle night as the people danced and celebrated. The feast was more than just a meal. It was a celebration of life, of community, and of the incredible strength of one woman who had fed them all. The elder who had once doubted her now approached with reverence. He took her hands, the same hands that wove the net, that paddled the canoe, that fought the river end. Blessed them. The hands that defied the river, he said, his voice filled with emotion, became the hands that saved our people. In that simple gesture, a new legend was sanctified. Her story was too important to be left to memory alone. A tribal artist, a keeper of histories, began to carve her likeness into a wooden tablet. The scene of the great catch, the woman against the river, was etched into the wood, ensuring her tale would be told for generations. Her name was carved into legend not for seeking power, but for the quiet, unyielding power of her perseverance. The next morning, she returns to the river. The water is calm now, a perfect, glassy mirror reflecting the soft colors of the sunrise. She gazes at its peaceful surface, her own silhouette reflected in its depths. The river that nearly took her, the river that tested her, now reflected her own quiet strength back at her. A sense of peace settled between them. Legends don't fade away. They become teachers. We see her now by the riverbank, surrounded by the wide-eyed children of her tribe. She is showing them how to cast a small net, her hands guiding theirs, her voice patient and calm. Her greatest legacy wasn't the 1,000 fish she caught, but the hope she inspired. Legends teach the next hand to cast the next net. As our view pulls away, the drone rising high above, we see the vast, breathtaking expanse of the green forest, and the serpentine river winding through it. Here, in the heart of the Amazon, one woman's unshakable strength became a story written by the river itself, a timeless tale of how the human spirit, when truly tested, can become as powerful and enduring as nature itself.